Our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Yeah, I mean, his shenanigans are cruel and tragic.
Which makes them not shenanigans at all, really.
Evil shenanigans.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
You mean shenanigans? Oh! You're talking about shenanigans, right?
Huh?
Got it from your mom's house.
You got your shirt that you're wearing now from my mom's house in Arizona.
Out of your dad's closet. Not your stepdad, your real dad.
He's dead.
I know he's dead, but he left his clothes, and I went out and picked what I wanted.
No, that can't be true because nothing that you have is leather.
I didn't want I'm the Michael Jackson fan t-shirt. I left that one out. Left the George Michael pants out, too.
No, I mean like Harley leathers and stuff.
Ooh, like chaps? Leather chaps.
Yeah.
And then whippets? Whippets?
Mm-hmm.
Whippets? Yeah. You look really tired today.
I am, dude. So we shot our music video yesterday. Or at least we did principal photography on it. Doing a music video for our song Incomplete with the band.
We shot a music video yesterday. We did. Yeah. We very did.
And then I've also been at night helping stream the live shows at Tony V's, which this weekend, both nights, there was like 3 hours worth of material instead of a half hour like the rest of the time. So it's just been just running ragged, you know?
It really wants me, like, I really want to call you Squints. You know what I mean?
Squints?
Yeah. From,
like from Bones?
The Sandlot.
The Sandlot.
Squints. Yeah. Squints. Is that racist? Is that racist back then to call them squints? Because the Chinese people, they're all squinty? Like,
yes.
Like, hey, hello.
That's exactly what it is.
Like, hello.
And hello, welcome to.
This is a random punk-ass connection.
And hero punk. Random words.
It's been a while, guys.
Whatever you said totally threw me off.
No,
we don't have to do it again.
Welcome to
Punk Ass
Random Heroes Cheeky Shenanigans. I am Jesse, a.k.a. Odamo, Random Hero.
And I am Nick Odometer Speed Bump Carter the third.
Yeah, and we're going so fast right now. So fast.
Speaking of, that was like the first time that we actually shot like a loosely scripted bit.
Yeah, did some acting.
And put it out there, and a fair amount of people actually saw it, looks like, on Facebook at least.
Yeah, we created two characters called TJ and Daryl. And they're like the stereotypical, to me anyways, of like the teenager drivers that own Subarus or Hondas or Mitsubishis, and they all talk the same and act the same. They're like, fuck, bro, let's race, or let's go super fucking fast, bro, you know what I'm saying? So,
well, and I also picture them as like, they're probably Trump supporters.
Really?
I think so.
Huh.
I think that they're pretty ignorant. Like, they're probably not bad people, but they're not people who sit around contemplating life's deeper meanings.
Oh, yeah. Ignorant for sure.
Definitely listen to Leonard Skinner.
Or like fucking like rap music or something. Like Whitey rap. Like Whitey Ford.
They listen to rap, but like the douchey kinds of rap. Like, I don't know who that would even be these days.
6ix9ine. 6ix9ine would be.
Tekashi 6ix9ine? Yeah, okay. So, 6ix9ine. They listen to Tekashi and probably a little country also, I would imagine.
You don't got this watch, blood? Then I ain't gonna beef with you. If you don't got this watch, blood, I'm gonna go down my hair. Oh, this guy's retarded.
Dude, so what the hell has been going on in this country? You know, like, the entire world is ending.
I was laying in bed the other night, and it just like came upon me like an epiphany or something. I was like, what the fuck?
An epiphany or like the epiphany?
Like maybe the epiphany of like we just had a major fucking virus, and then now not cops, plural, one cop did something. Now we're having, instead of protesting, riots, and then on top of that, Trump cut off some organization in China where we're not going to deal with them anymore. So everything.
I think you mean the WHO?
Yeah, from China.
The World Health Organization? That's not from China.
Well, whatever is in China, what do you mean?
The World Health Organization is like the CDC on a global scale. They're the people who are like combating the virus worldwide and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if there's one in China, we're not dealing with them anymore.
Well, the World Health Organization might include China, but...
Well, whatever that has to do with that and China, Trump said, no more, we're cutting you off.
Yeah, see, this is crazy. He's doing irreparable damage to this country. And even that feels second bad right now to what's actually going on. You know, like, Trump's reactions to it has been terrible, but the fact that this virus has killed 100,000 people in this country, and the fact that there's these riots going on and these police are killing black people like this still.
I think the problem with Trump was something how like they knew about it and they didn't say anything until it was too late, or something like that. So I mean, I get that aspect of it, but maybe there's some type of like Bible verse or something where it's like giving you like little tidbits about like, hey, this is gonna happen, and then this is gonna happen.
You mean like the Book of Revelation?
And then like Moses is gonna come and be like, "Come, get on my boat, everyone. I'll save you."
Moses in his ghost boat just appeared.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, the floods are coming. Get on in.
Hey, dude, maybe that's. Oh yeah, and then on top of that, then we got a space shuttle that went up to space. That's what it is. They went up there to go see if we can go live on another planet.
Yeah, I know they've had a boner for Mars for that for a long time. I don't think I could do it though, because even though you would be on a planet, you would never be able to like go outside. You'd never be able to feel a genuine breeze.
Well, maybe eventually if you took some part of like the, you know, we'll just say like a 10 by 10, you know, acres, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you planted a shitload of trees, and then 10 years from now the trees grew and then perform some type of magical oxygen that you can breathe in just for that area. And you got to make sure not to cross that line to go in the desert area where you can't breathe. And then, but if you do cross over to the other area, you're going to get a boner first before you can't breathe. And then you got to come back in, and then you're going to make babies, and then you're going to start the civilization, and the planet's going to be like all wonderful again, you know?
So that's Nick's way to colonize Mars? Is that what I'm getting?
That's what I'm thinking about.
Well done. Well done.
I'm thinking smart here. I'm trying to, you know, make the world a better place.
Well, here's a funny thought, you know, because a lot of people are saying, you know, the way that humans can avoid killing ourselves and, you know, by ruining a planet or whatever is to go to another one, and if it can't hold life now, terraform it, which is the process. You could go to Mars and like change the atmosphere so that it could support life, and then you know introduce some plants and stuff.
Well, didn't they say like Mars did have some type of life before, or water or something? Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right. They haven't actually directly discovered any evidence of life just yet, but they have detected the evidences of water. Yeah, so it could have happened, but like people are saying that we should be able to soon do that on another planet. But then there's all these really smart people who look at that idea and go like, well, okay, but if we can do that to another planet, why don't we just do that here?
That's true. Well, because you know why?
People don't want to sacrifice their conveniences.
It's not
for this
that.
Greater
it's
good.
Just like the generation this days is just fucked. Anything good that can possibly happen next. Just like with this, you know, the whole George Floyd. You know, I get it. I understand it. But look at all the damage that's been done for them protesting, you know, peacefully.
I think it's necessary. And
not rioting the fucking cities of your hometown.
I believe that is necessary at this point. Yes, because they have tried everything else to get through to us, and it hasn't worked. Colin Kaepernick threw away a promising NFL career trying to peacefully protest exactly this. And he was blacklisted from the NFL for it. And you've got, you know, all these other instances of peaceful protests and of people begging and pleading. You know, we've seen videos like this happen multiple times, and it's not going to stop until something real changes. And since none of the peaceful ways are working, then you have to step it up a notch. We are not okay as a society. This shit is still happening, and we need to change.
Yeah, but did you see the videos of just, like, random protesters, like, hitting other people's cars as they're driving? You see what I'm saying?
I do, but it's necessary. No revolution has ever been won without violence.
Yeah, but what if it was you driving in the car?
I would be a casualty of a greater good cause.
You, as a person, had nothing to do with that effect of, you know, police brutality.
Right.
But they're fucking trying to kill you in your car. or light your car on fire.
If anything, don't get me wrong. I would be upset that it happened to me. It would suck. That would be tragic. But in a way, that would be like a sacrifice for the greater good.
Now, like, if that was me driving the car and the protesters are blocking the freeway, sorry, dude, get out of the fucking way. Are you stupid?
You talk a big game, but I do not think you're capable of
would
that.
try to do it. I mean, if they were fucking trying to break my window and fucking fuck with my car, yeah, it's their own dumbass fault. I'm not going to play their stupid game.
Here's the thing. Why is rioting not the solution?
Because we're in Seattle, for one.
Yeah.
That happened in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
What is fucking trashing our city and our buildings and fucking looting stores gonna fix? That part.
It's
nothing.
trying to shine a light on this shit happening, and it's trying to force them to make some real changes to prevent it from happening in the future.
All the people that get mad at us for stereotyping them, they're the ones that are doing it. Like looting the stores, and then they get mad at us, like, well, you're racist because you think of us that way.
See, this is part of the problem, though. You're saying they. I think that until we get to a point where we are always saying we, there's always going to be this problem.
Yeah, but it is they, though.
No, but that's the thing. There's no difference between them and us.
What do you mean?
Just because they're out there actually protesting and trying to make a difference, it's still not them and us. It's all of us or we.
Are you going to go out there and loot stores to protest?
I'm personally not going to, but I do not condemn their actions.
Well, I'm just saying that's not you, so you're not part of the they. Because
I support what they're doing.
You can support it, but I'm saying that you're not they, though. You wouldn't do it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's not only black people who are doing this.
Yeah, I know, but they, which is a different category from you, they. I didn't say blacks are looting the store. I said they, the people that are fucking looting the stores and trying to get free shit out of it. That's their own little category, which is they. I didn't say blacks.
You've said the word they so much now that I don't know.
I'm saying they as a person that are just using the fucking rioting to go get free shit from the stores and trying to fucking burn buildings down. Those people suck, obviously. Yeah. But all of that is part of the symbolic gesture of rebellion that is necessary to force change. And I was thinking about this too while I was watching the video. It is kind of fucked up when, the cops knees down on his neck. Yeah. And then the people are like filming it and watching it. I'm like thinking, yeah, they can't really do anything to stop them because if they try to force them, they're just going to shoot them anyways. Or get arrested themselves. Yeah. Or get choked out or killed themselves, just like that. It's like, what do they change to change the aspect of a cop being able to do what he wants? But I'm just saying there's like 100 good cops to like one bad cop. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it kind of sucks. I don't know. We're stuck in a rut. We are, and look, nobody out there is saying that all cops are bad. Nobody is trying to say that, but there's too many people trying to spin it in the other direction by saying that, like, we shouldn't make any changes because not all cops are bad. It's like, no, we should absolutely make some changes to try and weed out any of the ones that are, because, these are people that we count on to protect us when we need them the most. Yeah. And they're failing entire groups of people out there by making them feel like they're safer handling a situation with any way except police involvement. And then you have like those people that try to prove a point to cops too. I don't like that either. Right. You like the ones where like they try to get them on camera to say or do something stupid. Well, that or like we have like a open gun carry right or something, right? Which is totally fine with, but if you're out there on the sidewalk in like a town or city carrying an AR-15 just to prove a point, yeah, that's kind of a dick move. You should use that privilege for when something bad happens or you need to, not just to like get the cops, See, and what people would argue with what you just said is the fact that you use the word privilege, and they would say that it's not a privilege, it's a right. Okay, well, right. But I'm just saying, wouldn't you rather use that right instead of fucking trying to prove a point and then get some views on Facebook or something? You know?
Yeah, and having the right to do something doesn't mean that you have the right to not be criticized for it. And I think that it is absolutely ridiculous and unnecessary to walk around with an AR-15 to prove a point to anybody.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those. I'm
Yeah.
like, are you fucking crazy? Or the ones where they get pulled over and they're like, why? I'm not going to tell you my name. I'm not going to give you my license, but I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
dude. Every time a cop comes to me, I'm like, here you go. Like 2 minutes later, he's like, okay, here's a warning. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, dude, come on.
You treat them with a little bit of respect, and they normally treat you well. But the problem is, and the problem that Kaepernick and all those people were trying to peacefully protest, and now people are rioting against, is that there are so many people whose experience is not that no matter how much respect they show a cop, they are going to be treated with disrespect.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to fix. We owe it to them.
How do we fix that?
We fix it by finding new ways to hold police accountable for what they do while they're on duty.
Oh, that's true, too. If they have it in the back of their mind, they could get prosecuted like that. Well, I mean, that guy finally, just that one guy finally did. I don't know about the other guys, but...
Yeah, I mean, maybe we go to... Because one legit concern is that if you start throwing a bunch more cops in jail for lesser offenses with these criminals that they've put there could be some violence and stuff like that. So maybe, this is probably a stupid idea, but maybe we make like a prison that's just for cops. Like for, people who have been cops at some point. They go to this, only they can go to this jail.
Cop prison.
But then police should have to go to jail for the crimes that any of us would go to jail for.
Yeah.
I mean, with a few exceptions, obviously they need to be able to speed to get to emergency calls, and obviously they are legally allowed to use their guns in certain circumstances. But the problem is those laws and the legit reasons for using their guns have left them too many loopholes so far.
I watched,
we need to close those.
I watched one of the new docuseries on Netflix called Trial by Media. It's certain different ones. And there was one about a black guy in the Bronx or in Brooklyn or in New York, one of those. He was trying to open his door in an apartment complex. And there's cops asking him questions, and he was like doing something. He went to reach for keys, something like that. Out of the 3 or 4 cops thought it was a gun. Started shooting him, then all the other cops shot him, and in total they shot him 45 times. Now,
Jesus.
And this happened early 90s, and it was on court TV. Everyone knew about it, and there was protests like they're doing now, but not rioting. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they did get off scot-free. The cops did, anyways, because if you think 45 times, pretty aggressive, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man.
But the thing is, like, riots happen pretty much like once a decade, it feels like. Like there was riots in the 90s in LA with Rodney King and all that.
What about last decade?
In the 2000s? I feel like there was riots at some point.
Well, yeah, I kind of remember it. Like, I was thinking, I'm like, fuck, dude, this is happening again?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was for.
But then...
Wasn't it another cop issue?
I think so, like the Ferguson...
Something like that, yeah.
But I think that was in the 2010s. But I mean, there are legit reasons to do it, and it does happen. It's just that, like, it takes time for an issue to boil over to this point,
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we haven't done enough. We've barely done anything to actually increase accountability for this stuff, and we need to do better, because the police need to be people that we can trust at all times to protect us and to uphold the law, but they're not supposed to be doing all the things they're doing. These cops are now being called to things where they have to act like some kind of a counselor, or like a advocate or a fucking caseworker. These cops are being asked to do too much. They need to have very specific specialized jobs that they can do very well without having to do the rest of that. Maybe we have emergency service shrinks now, or
did that cop have his knee on his neck and he couldn't breathe, or did he break his neck?
I don't honestly know. And
I'm over here thinking, where's the justice for, Harambe the gorilla? You know what I mean? No one didn't write for that poor little monkey.
the internet did.
No.
To be perfectly honest, I haven't watched the whole George Floyd video because I just have trouble watching death. I accidentally saw it in a different video the same day that one was released, strangely enough. It was another video from like 2017, and it was this Hispanic gentleman who was in like a 7-Eleven or something, and someone had called the cops on him because he was like being kind of creepy, I guess. And so these
Creepy
cops...
Mexican. Yeah, that's nice.
Well, and he didn't even look Hispanic. That was just in the description of the video, which makes me think maybe they added that for a reason. Yeah. So the video starts and he's standing there outside and he's talking to these two cops and they're, saying that they got calls and blah, blah, blah. And it didn't look like anything was really going on. He lifts up his shirt and they see that he had a pistol. Uh-huh. He didn't make a grab for it or anything. He just dropped it and they're like, okay, put your hands behind your back, blah, blah, blah. And like someone grabbed him from behind and they were about to cuff him.
Did he drop the pistol or just the
pistol
shirt?
was still in his pants.
Oh, okay.
He dropped his shirt back down. And then like as they were trying to cuff him, he kind of freaked out. He's like, what are you guys doing? And he tried to break away. And like 2 or 3 cops all just like took him down, like 9 or 12 shots or something. I saw that video. I was like, fuck, I didn't mean to see that. No.
So if the guy knows he's in trouble and he showed his gun, why would he react to the cops like arresting him?
I don't know. It said in the description of the video that maybe he wasn't necessarily supposed to have that gun, like maybe he had a felony or something. But in the video, it sounds more like he's a little bit freaked out. So it's hard to tell.
I get that.
But I didn't realize that they were going to actually show like the gunfire and show him drop.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh God, I didn't want to see that.
One thing I watched that I was interested in is it was kind of hard to watch at first, but I dug into it, was that Jeffrey Epstein documentary. I have a hard time because of the whole concept of, why he went to jail. And some of the survivors of the #MeToo movement from Jeffrey Epstein were in that video telling the description stories of what went down or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's always hard to like watch or listen to when you have a daughter and you're like, fuck. But as I was watching, and like these girls were only like, between like 12 or like 15, 16 years old, the not the defense lawyer or whatever the lawyer was that was helping the girls out, he said it like this.
Prosecutor?
It was kind of like a weird like conjugal fucking like pyramid scheme that he was able to do. So like he would have one girl come and like say, I'll pay you $200 just to give me a massage, and that's it, right? And then she gets there and then he like flips over and like fondles them, and then they're like, instead of like thinking I need to get out of here, they're like scared because they don't know how to get home. So they're like, I'll just hurry up and get through this.
Wait, and these girls are like 15 and 12 and all that?
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay.
Because in their mind, they were just giving a guy a massage for $200 to make money, because these girls are like the ones that are like having a hard time with their parents, or their parents aren't around.
These are at-risk kids?
Yeah.
Oh, what a dirtbag.
So after that, so he would tell like that girl, be like, hey, if you know any other friends, I'll pay you $200 to bring more of your friends, and then I'll pay them. So he'd like get different girls to start bringing different friends, and then they would like leave because they got the money.
Yeah.
And then the new chick would get there and get massaged and like fondled or whatever. And it was like over like hundreds of fucking girls, and he finally got caught. It was just fucking crazy. And like
that one guy, Epstein?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't remember the whole... He committed suicide in jail, but everyone's like, "Oh yeah, he really committed suicide," because there was no proof. And
I do, but I haven't seen this show yet, so I don't know it in detail like you do.
But it's funny because when all this went down, he used to be friends with like Bill Clinton, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, he was a connected kind of guy.
And then when all this came out, and he finally admitted to it, and then Bill Clinton was like, oh, yeah, I didn't know him that well, even though he's hung out with him. There's pictures with him at his like fucking beach house and stuff. And like other guys were like, oh, yeah, we just, talked for a little. Even Trump was like, oh, yeah.
Baby, I don't know why she sent me that on Snapchat, I swear.
It's just fucking crazy, like how much you can get away with for so long when you have money and like rich. I don't know, man.
Well, and it's weird to think of human beings as predators because we seem so docile for the most part, but people like that are predators, and what he did was set himself up a food source,
That's what it was, and it's just crazy for how long it went. And like in the beginning, girls would like say something or write a report, but he's so rich and powerful, nothing would ever happen.
Yeah.
So he can like pay somebody off or do this and that until the hashtag Me Too movement came about, and they finally, FBI came in like a year later or something and tricked them into fucking getting arrested and stuff. It's crazy.
You see, but as an issue boils over and it keeps getting bigger and bigger, the way to deal with it escalates. Now riots haven't been started over that yet. But if you add in a martyr or two for that cause, I'll bet you could get there. The thing is with the Me Too movement instead is that this is more prone to violent endings in the story because it has to do with armed people versus non-armed people sometimes.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, they both get the escalation, and I'm really glad that it's getting out there, but you also see the mastery of the people who are trying to defend themselves from this stuff because, like, what's his name? Corey Feldman. He's been an activist for years and trying really hard to, like, put out documentaries and stuff about Hollywood pedophilia rings and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, a guy like Epstein, finally meeting his end and all these details coming out like that makes it sound like maybe he's not so crazy. But people already think he's crazy because he'd been discredited so effectively for years. Now no one really is paying attention anymore. But he's probably being honest about all that stuff. You know what I mean?
All I want to say is, this is what I want to say to you. Okay. I love what you're doing with yourself. And I love how you do your hair all the time. Have you been doing any more walks lately?
Not for the last week or so, but I will be
trying to eat healthy?
I've been doing better, and I've actually been working in the office for the last couple weeks, and that's been good too. Not having to work from home still.
To be honest with you, this whole COVID thing has probably made a bunch of people fat. I got a little chubs going on too. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, I definitely still think that I'm a little chubbier than I was going into this.
Now I got to try to fucking work out again. I don't want to.
Fucking. Jesse, you need to do it, but I don't want to.
Like, I've always, I did do it kind of a little bit, 10 years ago. I always wanted to try to do, get abs and, try to look all, not buff, but, some, Abercrombie and Fitch model, you know what I mean?
Let me ask you this. Yeah. I know that you were a chubby kid.
Yeah.
And you're obviously not a chubster now.
Yeah. Was
that because you worked out, or was that
I think I just grew out of it.
Yeah, okay.
Because I was skinny, and then around maybe it was after my surgery when I was 8 years old. I got fat after that until 7th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're 8, 9 years old, what grade is that? 4th grade, maybe, third, 4th grade, something like that. Squints, can you tell me? You're the smart one, right?
I think so. I mean. For some reason, I never can match the grade year with the age year, and it takes me a long time to think about how old was I in 4th grade. I have to go back to kindergarten, think of that year, and
5,
then add
8, 7, 8 days.
It's absolutely arbitrary. I mean, they might as well. I don't know how you'd fix it, but whatever. That's the least of our problems right now.
Shaboobies.
Is there anything good going on?
Let's see. Canada finally made cocaine legal.
They made it illegal?
Legal. You can buy it off the streets.
They made cocaine legal.
You can buy it off the streets from prostitutes now, and then so you can have cocaine and a prostitute all in the same hour and have a great time. I tested it out last week, and it was awesome.
It's like the scumbag combo meal. Hello, can I have a number 2 double D, please?
With the Diet Coke.
And I'd like to go noseboarding.
I want some of that no-nos now. Give it to me.
I love the devil's dandruff on the side.
Hey, how would you feel if we had one of the tigers from the Tiger King come on as a guest?
I would love that.
Rawr.
We're working on that.
Yeah. We're gonna have one of the tigers.
We're hoping as these phases come back and people are allowed to hang out again, that we're going to get some in-studio guests also. The video guests are great for people who aren't local.
Pretty
but
much famous people.
We still want to be able to talk to local people on the show also.
Well, tomorrow is June 1st, which is supposed to be phase 2. Phase 2 of this whole ending of the pandemic. And then what's going to happen? We're going to get to phase 4 in a couple months, and then it's going to go back to, oh shit, COVID's back because it's fall time, and then we're going to have to
It'll be
sheltered.
round 2.
Yeah.
I can almost see it coming because the smart people have been trying to warn everybody about this. And like, look, if you guys just follow our recommendations for a little while to the letter, you will be okay. And people are like, I'm mystified by the fact, I'm flabbergasted even, that people can bitch so hard about just having to wear a mask or something.
Yeah, I've been waiting for someone to be like, hey, how come you don't have your mask on? I just want to, because I want to be like, you're funny, and like walk away or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, I'm starting to feel like the outcast or like the dick now because I'm not wearing a mask. When
Which you are.
When I want to go out. But see, that should be my, if you're wearing a mask, you're fine. Correct? Because that's supposed to help not give you the virus.
Yeah.
So if I don't want to wear a mask and take my, risk of getting it because I don't want to wear something on my face all damn day, you can't get mad at me for that. I'm not mad at you for wanting to wear a mask. Or I'm not going to be mad at you if you don't want to wear one either. Maybe I'm just like, I should be a Buddhist. You know what I mean? I'm so spiritual into love, care, and poverty.
In what way is that loving to anybody except for yourself?
Because if you don't want to fucking wear a mask in front of me and like you want to cough in my face, that's my own fault for not wanting to wear a mask. So I can't get mad at you for that.
No, I'm sorry. You're a douchebag on this one.
You know what? You want to race on Tuesday, dude?
Oh man, I would
So
love to race on
fucking
Tuesday,
fast.
but I don't think my car will be out of the
Fucking-
shop yet.
I think Bill Clinton's still giving out free fries at Burger King.
I had to get the new double nitro triple on there.
Dude, you want to play
No
some
pickles.
fucking 007 on my 64, bro?
Oh.
So fast.
I would love some GoldenEye.
So
I get to be
fast.
Odd Job.
That's going to be our new characters, ladies and gentlemen. New characters.
I gotta fix mine a little bit because I'm just gonna be honest. He's mostly based off of Frito from Idiocracy.
Oh.
And I need to differentiate him a little bit more from that than he
Like
is so far. but-
fast. So fast. I don't know. I'm going to keep mine.
I mean that's a perfectly acceptable
Double
catchphrase that people have like anyone who's seen the video, they've always when they see me afterwards, they always say so fast. So like
I know. It's
that
starting
is
to
a
catch on.
genuine catchphrase. It's just we got to put out a few more videos.
And then we're going to start making shirts and hats that say So Fast Incorporated.
You know, if you would have asked me 10 years ago if I was ever going to be famous for a catchphrase of any kind, that probably would have been about the bottom of the list of expected catchphrases I would have ever been associated with.
If you would have asked me that, I would have been like, your catchphrase is probably going to be, I have a boner.
Or so many cheeseburgers.
So many cheeseburgers are in my mouth right now.
I love that cheesy meat in my mouth.
So
I believe I've literally watched this thing now growing during the show. This plant has gotten huge.
yeah, dude, I've been trying to be a botanist now. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get some plants in here, grow them, put them in big pots, and I want to have like a jungle forest in here.
So are you going to go to Mars and survive like Mark Watney?
Yeah, I even started a garden outside our studio. I even redid the whole thing, planted seeds. Now I'm waiting for some vegetables to pop up.
What studio?
This studio right now, the one in Hollywood.
Oh, Hollywood. Yeah.
Off Hollywood
You know,
Boulevard. There's a bunch of riots in LA yesterday.
The bricks here that Adam Ray was able to instantly recognize as being not real.
Well, we gotta have some, backboard. You know what I mean?
No, I mean it adds a nice, separation in the video footage.
Yeah.
Even with it not obviously being real, it's still effective and it still looks nice. So it's
That one post you posted on Facebook last week about how you wanted to fucking you want to fucking somebody had a spasm attack about you fucking You remind me of the fighter, the kid, where you're Brendan, the UFC fighter, and I'm the guy like, no, get back. Okay, so you posted a comment about how you wanted to ask people if they had anything we wanted to talk about. And my nephew Tyler was the only one that commented because he
Not
watches.
surprised.
Because he watches and he wanted to know why I sucked at Call of Duty so bad.
Okay.
Hashtag my back hurts. Meaning
he's been carrying your team so much his back hurts. Yeah.
meaning that him and Rudy, he's a Mexican that's in the army. He's pretty cool. He's a really cool Mexican armyist. He's a really nice guy. But
Mexican armyist?
You never heard of that before?
No.
Oh, you should look it up.
I'll do that.
There's a good definition on it.
Good.
It's called Holmes.
Can't wait.
So anyways, I have really bad vision. I can't see very well. I don't have really good hand-eye coordination either. So when I'm trying to fucking shoot and stuff, I freak out and I'm like frantic. And then so they're always fucking behind me killing everybody else. And then best part is I get all the wins because they do all the killing and I'm in the back like, woohoo, I get all these points because you guys carried me to the fucking end. Yep. I wish you would join, but you don't want to play any video games anymore.
Actually, I have started playing a video game again, but it's not that, and it's not on Xbox.
Yeah, it's probably like Dungeons and Dragons.
Final Fantasy 2.
Final Fantasy 2 on like Super Nintendo or some shit.
No, so right now I've been replaying Final Fantasy 10, but I really got this set up again so I can do the Final Fantasy 7 remake because they redid the entire game, like with up-to-date graphics and stuff. And that game was huge when I was a kid. And I don't care how nerdy that sounds. It's a great story.
Well,
it's
you've always been a
fun.
nerd since 1998. You know what I mean?
Well before that.
Really?
Oh, yeah. My entire life. I grew up in at my mom's house, we were devout Christians, so I wasn't allowed to watch any popular TV or anything. And I could only listen to Christian music and blah, blah, blah. Then at my dad's house, it was the complete opposite. And he was always listening to like Alice Cooper and Led Zeppelin and stuff. Mm-hmm. And you could pretty much watch whatever you wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
But what he wanted to watch was always like Star Trek or alien shows or like British comedies and stuff like that. So I was nerdy from all around, because I got the nerdy influence and the Christian influence that also eliminated what everyone else my age was actually watching. So kids would be talking about The Simpsons or The Smurfs. I'd have nothing to contribute. But if they wanted to talk about Monty Python or Red Dwarf, that's what I had seen.
Did you have any friends then, since you didn't fucking mix well with the people that wanted to watch Simpsons or play cool video games?
Yeah, well, I mean, I had friends through, like, soccer. And then when video games kind of became my way to subvert all of my mom's strictness, some of those soccer friends were also kind of nerdy. And so formed some friendships, and I'm still friends with some of those guys today.
Is one of them named Kyle? Karen?
I mean, I have friends named Kyle, but none of them were from the soccer days.
What's with the, do you ever see those Karen memes?
Yeah, they're hilarious.
Like, why is it Karen? Karen's always the one that does this, or...
That's the thing.
Karen always gets mad if you do this.
Yeah, they're describing a type of person, and they give it a stereotypical name. It's like with a Chad.
Oh, Chad.
You know what I mean? Like, there's always, you can hear certain names.
Like, when I hear Chad, it's like, oh, I'm Chad. How's it going?
Right. What's up, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go to a frat party later?
I know, I graduated like 15 years ago, but they still love it when I come by their frat parties.
I'm going to give them some free Oakleys later. Chad.
Don't tell anybody. They're Folkleys.
Yeah.
Right on, bro.
Karen just reminds me of like a stuck-up bitch.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I have sympathy because when your name is part of a piece of pop culture, it can get annoying really fast. And I can tell you this because my name is in a very, very popular song that drives me fucking crazy.
I wish I had Jesse's girl. Bump, bump.
And the thing is, when your name is used in a type of pop culture and someone hears your name when they meet you, they feel like they're the first and most qualified person to mention it to you. That does count, but how often do people actually ask if you're in the Backstreet Boys?
Well, not really anymore because they started to die off. So sometimes when they look at my name, they're like, and then they go, and then they're like, is your name Nick Carter, like from the Backstreet Boys? I'm like, yeah. But you see, through grade school, same story.
Yeah, I'm sure it was worse when you were a kid, for sure.
Well, it kind of worked into my favor sometimes, because then, like, girls back... It was, like, during the era where you were either with NSYNC or you were with Backstreet Boys. So when there was, like, a cute girl I wanted to flirt with or, like, pass a note to, be like, hey, you want to go out with me, yes or no? I'd be like, hey, who's your favorite Backstreet Boy? And they'd be like, Nick Carter. I'm like, my name's Nick Carter. Wouldn't it be awesome if, we'd hang out or something?
Wouldn't you love to tell your friends you got to hook up with Nick Carter?
Yeah. But it doesn't work anymore, though.
But, like, when I meet someone new and they've heard that song, it's always, oh, hey, wish I had Jesse's good. Like, every time. Or they'll play it, or they'll do karaoke or something, and it drives you crazy after a while. So I have sympathy for the Karens of the world whose name was ruined by this meme, but the thing is, you don't really have recourse in this situation because anything you can say or do to stop it is just feeding into the stereotype.
Stereotypical bullshit of Karen.
Unfortunately, certain Karens have taken it too far and have started trying to say that that's just as bad as the N-word. It's like, no.
What's the N-word?
You know what it is. I'm not going to say it. No one wants to say it.
Why can't we just say it just to add a description of what we're meaning? Like,
because everyone knows.
Like, the N-word, Nigeria. You know what I mean? Like, we're so afraid to say it just out of any context, or even like in a rap song where when we're alone in our car and we're like, and we're just about to come up and we're like,
There's sometimes if I'm alone in my car, I'll try it on. Like if I'm hearing a song and that's coming up, I'll be like, okay, there's no one around. Okay, no one can read my lips. Like any deaf people around me aren't going to be able to tell that I'm saying this. And just sing it along and then just try it out. I'm like, oh, clouds just got darker.
Coming straight out of Compton.
Right.
Crazy. Like Ice Cube.
Yeah. So if you want to genuinely sing along, you have to say that word. But you don't want to say that word because it's a shitty word.
Straight out of Compton. Another crazy ninja named Ice Cube. Jesse's in here with a brand new attitude because he's a gay guy that likes the dick guy every time he's looking at the OJ wrong. Oh, no, we only got 2 minutes left, so I'm just...
Oh, okay, let's wrap this one up. Sorry, guys.
It's been a while. We're going to take a minute to get back in our groove, but we're going to do this every week again now.
And hopefully the audio worked on this one. Nick's to blame for both of the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, we
not
have
working.
done 2 technically. I fucked them up though.
Yeah. But anyways, thanks for checking out another show. We'll be back again soon. Might even do another live episode.
If you did not agree with Jesse at all in the beginning when he was saying about the protest, please let him know in the comments.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever disagree with us, please call us out. But in the meantime, I'm Random Hero. That's Shitbag McFuckface. This is Cheeky Shenanigans. Have a consensual day. Don't even say anything, Nick.
Jesse's stupid piece of shit.
All right, we out.